Hey everyone, so if you have seen any of the videos previous to this one, I'm just showing some basics of guitar, acoustic guitar for that matter, just for people who just want to get started and just want like a little bit of a jump start. And I had been showing you some different keys, but this one I wanted to specifically talk about rhythm. So I think that what I have found is that a lot of people will catch on to the chord formations pretty quickly and be like, oh, I've got this. But then the actual strumming patterns and the percussive part of playing this instrument, it comes a lot harder to some than others. And so some people have like a natural rhythm, or they already play a percussion-esque instrument. If you play percussion of any kind, or even if you play piano, that is a percussion instrument. And so some people who play some of those other instruments pick up on the strumming patterns a lot quicker. If this is the first instrument that you're learning to play, that's going to come a little bit more difficult to you. So I basically just wanted to show you just some pointers, but the idea of this is going to be difficult because I'm not going to be able to just like teach you how to play percussion right now. This is going to come from practice, like practice. I would, like I said, look up other guitar tutorials of certain songs and pick up on the strumming patterns. Like regardless of how they're playing the chords, you can stick to the ones that I taught you if you want. But I would just look up some acoustic tutorials and pick up on the strumming patterns that they're using. So I usually just tell people this. I'm making the motion with my hand just up and down all the time. I hardly ever just go like, unless it's a song that's very much like this, but I'm still going up and down, right? So I hardly ever I hardly ever take like a pause or just like stay down and then come back up or like skip beats. I always am going like this at whatever the tempo is, okay? If it's a fast song, I'm going like this. If it's a slow song, I'm going like this, okay? So I'm always doing an up and down motion with my hands. Then the emphasis is just going to be where you actually put pressure on the strings. If you're constantly going like this, so let's just say that you're in a 4/4 song, like Build My Life, for example. So I'm going up and down, but then I'm just realizing that in 4/4, usually the accents or the emphasis is usually on 1 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so you hear that? It was kind of like 4, 1. Switching it around time. 3, 4, 1. Usually. Sometimes that changes a little bit. But you can also hear that I'm kind of going like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. You know what I mean? So I'm also kind of like sometimes putting some softer emphasis on up rather than down. But that's just how, like, you know, rhythmically in Build My Life, it's like kind of like dun, right? So that's just kind of how rhythmically it goes. So I'm able to just kind of do that. But that's just something that you'll need to practice with mostly 4/4 songs. 2, 3, 4. But you can start by just practicing. Start just by strumming back and forth, you know, at first, but then you'll just really need to practice just kind of how you emphasize certain beats and then how you are lighter on other beats. 1. You see how I did that? So just be practicing that for something like 4/4. Now with 6/8, you know, you're going to still have to know where the accents hit. So in 6/8, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you know where the measures start, you're usually accenting on also 1 and 4. It's just now in groups of 3 instead of 4. So if you're going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, So that is then like in groups of 3, and your hand is going. Okay, so it's kind of going like that. If you're just strumming back and forth, it's going to sound like this. But if you're putting accents on 1 and 4, it's going to be like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that'll be just something to practice also. If you're in 3/4, which 3/4 is hardly ever done in worship music, especially like a lot of hymns were in 3/4 like way back in the day, but not a lot of modern worship songs are in 3/4. But one that we have done recently is Hallelujah Here Below by Elevation Worship. They came out with a song in 3/4, and it threw my team for a loop. It was fun. But this is where the accent is going to be a little bit different, because in 3/4 you're counting in like literally 3s instead of 6s. You know, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going like you're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So I've had some people just kind of be like, well, can't you still count in 6 if it's 3? Like, yes, technically you can. If you're going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, if you're counting in 3s, then the accent would be on 5 instead of 4. So that's what makes 3/4 different, is that if you're like, hallelujah, here be 1, 2, all the praise is yours forever. 1, 2, 3. So if you were counting in 4s, it would be, or if you were counting in 3s, in 6, and like 6, 8, if you were going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would be Halle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So strumming pattern wise, you can still be strumming as if it's 6, 8, like you're going like dun 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 dun, right? But you would need to be hitting the accent instead of on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, so that's how 3/4 and 6/8 are technically different. It's because it's about where the measure starts. So technically in your head, if you're strumming or if you're doing the 8th notes, then yeah, technically you can be counting in 6s in your head, but you just have to know that the accent goes somewhere else. So this one is like less about chords and more just about rhythm. I was able to pick up on this a little bit quicker because I play drums, but if you don't play drums or you don't play piano or any other percussion instrument, this is the part that you're going to have to practice the most. And I really, really strongly want to encourage you, please do not give up because this part is hard. This is something that you can pick up by practicing and practicing and practicing. I'm telling you, it took several months for me to learn drums. I cried on my way home from lessons for a long time, okay, because I couldn't pick it up, but now I play drums, and it's something that you just have to stick with. You just have to keep practicing and just like really just practicing. I would start with 4/4. That is the easiest one. Again, start with things like Build My Life and No Longer Slaves, especially, is just like, you know, that is really easy to start with, and then start to go. And then just start adding some accent notes and stuff like that. And then in Build My Life, just try to start doing stuff like that. And then for 6/8, I think the most popular 6/8 song is Reckless Love. So I practice that, you know, like dun, 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 dun. So I play it in C for a girl key. Okay, so like doing a 6/8 like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then for a 3/4 song, if you want to get crazy, once you get comfortable with those two are the most popular ones. 4/4 and 6/8 are going to be the most popular ones for worship music. And then 3/4 is going to be much more rare, but if you want to play a song like Hallelujah Here Below, I would practice that one too, and just remembering that the accents are different, that you're strumming the same, but the accents that you hit harder are going to be on different beats. So, gosh, I know that that's like kind of difficult, and it's kind of difficult for me to say too. Like, it's like there's no magic formula to help you understand this other than just practice this. So I hope that this helped.